play some music in the background?
Yeah, that's the end goal.
A lot of people, that's the other thing. A lot of people misunderstand, right? Especially people in technology.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people have those blinders on. They're looking at it too narrowly, right? Because they're just heads down. They've been told to implement a data analytics solution.
Right.
And that's what they're doing, right? They don't really constantly take a step back and say, well, the end goal of this, all of the efforts that we're putting in, of course, always having it in mind. The end goal of this is not so that I can point at it and say that there's an analytics system in place. It's that users, people can actually utilize the data and make better business-driven decisions using that data. A lot of times it's just like, hey, data is something that we can use to have a competitive advantage. So I'm now the CIO and I'm tasked with creating an analytics infrastructure. And beyond providing the data, I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
That's not a good recipe for your success. I mean, you're not going to look very good if the people can't use the data. It's just very important that you always keep that end in mind. The end result is that you're supporting the business to make better decisions.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, again, like I think in our podcast, you mentioned something very interesting about how the HR function works well in Googles, in Apples, in Airbnbs, right? They want to make things easier for people. They want to create an experience for people, right? And then that helps their hiring process, in talent acquisition, in basically productivity, innovation, and all that stuff, right?
Right.
So also, I think that this mindset of, well, I mean, you may, as you said, we might be the CIO, and you may say, okay, I have this initiatives. I only want to focus on this technical aspect of it. Even people, if they're using their Excel, I just want to make sure that my data is in a warehouse or whatever, right?
Right.
And that's it. But I mean, that's not enough, right? So because
it's not enough. No, it's definitely not enough. And it may not be in your purview as the CIO, but as the CIO, it's your responsibility to say to whoever you're reporting into that, like, hey, this is all well and good. We will provide you the infrastructure, but you need a business program for data literacy.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that once we provide this data to people, that they can use it.
Right.
And it's your responsibility because at the end of the day, it's going to come back to you anyway. You're going to say nobody's making business-driven decisions or data-driven decisions. You're not doing your job.
Or in the case that you describe in our podcast, you might be a CIO who fails tremendously because of being biased about data and your way of thinking about things, right? Not having.
Hopefully, we don't have that many people like that.
Hopefully not.